Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, sir, of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. And before you listen to this episode, I just got to let you know, I need you to stop what you're doing. Go to blkrenaissance.com, and I need you to shop for the culture. That's right. Anytime you use the promo code LLC20 at Black Renaissance Clothing's website, you will get 20% off your order. Off rip, no questions asked. So do me a favor and do it for the culture. Peace.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sade with Black on Black Rhymes. Step to the mic.
Mic check.
People always ask me where I get my confidence from, and I get it from inside. It's an inside thing, y'all. And when it comes to beautiful skin, I rock with Blendia by India, where her motto is, be confident in your skin. She has a variety of naturally made soaps to keep you smelling good, hair products for long, luscious, healthy hair, and even beard products for men. You know, we got to keep those struggle beards away. So visit BlendiaByIndia.com and use promo 2020skin to get 10% off your order. Thank you, Blendia by India, for being a sponsor of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC.
Hey, this is Butter So Fly of Powerlines Poetry, here to let you know anytime I feel good, I have to look good, so you have to listen to me. Make sure you go to gurudesigns.com, use a 3 instead of an E. The website is great, so you can get something for yourself, and then she makes custom clothes for men too. And guess what? I got a promo code for you. Use 20/20 and it'll get you 15% off of any order $25 or more. You can't beat that. Go to gurudesigns.com.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, sir, of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. Today, I'm joined with two gentlemen I can call my brothers. I've known these men for a while, and I'm very proud of these two gentlemen. They started their own podcast out there out of Florida, and they are just having the tough conversations. And both of these gentlemen have had experience, and we've had debates and conversations about relationships, whether it be over the internet or actually even over Xbox Live. You know what I'm saying? So we've had these debates and thoughts. So I want to introduce everybody to June and Banks of My Brothers Keepers podcast, man.
What's good, bro?
My brother Keepers in the building. It's your boy June.
Yeah, let me move out of the way so y'all can get the logo. All right. Yeah.
Hey, Banks, you gotta say, hey, I say it's your boy June. You know, hey, we come in the same way like it's our show.
Hold on, like it's our show. It's your boy June, it's your boy Banks. But yeah, man, thank you for the opportunity, man. This is an honor, man. Just to throw it back to you, man. Like I said, thank you for even giving me the courage to even do what we're doing now, man. It's just honestly, bro. I'm be real with you, man. Thanks to you that I'm at where I'm at right now. I'll be real with you. And June, of course, but I've also had these kind of conversations personally with both of you. But I know J.E. was one of the first people that pushed me into doing the whole podcast thing, which it started with my sports podcast first, then ultimately ended up turning into what I have now with the My Brothers Keeper show. So just to clear it up for people, there's two different shows, all right? You got the Not For because everybody thinks it's the same thing. It's a Not For Debate podcast, which is my sports podcast. It has nothing to do with none of the social issues, even though we do talk about some social issues, but mostly related to sports. Mm-hmm. And then you have the My Brothers Keeper show, which J.E. has us on the show, and we are representing that brand today. So again, bro, thank you so much for everything, all the words of wisdom, all the advice, man. I've sat back from the bleachers, bro, as they say, and I watched you turn the 2020 podcast into what it is today, and it's still expanding, man. I'm proud of you, and I'm also proud of my boy Wyatt. It started at Xbox, and look at us now. We only getting better, bro.
Right. It's funny. It all starts back with Xbox, bro.
Yeah, man.
So I'm gonna get to it. To those that don't know, this conversation is to pretty much shed light on what we think about marriage. Not so much what we think about the women involved in marriage, but specifically the marriage itself, the entity, the constraints, the idea of marriage, period. So I'm gonna start with you, June. Because I know you've had a history with marriage, and I know, look, you rubbing the lip. I already know you ready. I know you ready.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, like I say, I'm always open, man. Talk to me. Let's get this talk started, brother.
So with you, brother, just in general, what is your thought when it comes to yourself with marriage? Like, is it something that you think you'd visit or revisit?
Well, being a divorcee, because I was married for 5 years. Again, been through some hardships, but I see honestly, marriage is actually a great thing. But I'm gonna put a strong but on that.
Okay.
Because as they say, you gotta have God in the midst. When I say you, I'm not talking about just one party. Both parties gotta have a strong connection to God. It gotta be a fundamental principle of why you're getting married. You can't choose to get married based on what's going on outside in the world. It gotta come from the inside. It gotta be a spiritual choice. A spiritual choice before an emotional and a mental choice. That you are on one accord with this person that you're choosing to tie the knot with. So at the end of the day, so God is always in it from the beginning all the way up to the end. Because from my experience of being married, we had me and my ex-wife, we had God in it from the beginning. But what happened was the patience with God wasn't there on one party. Meaning is, a lot of times we get married, we expect that our spouse to be just perfect or for God to do a miraculous overnight change in them without understanding that it's a work to be done. You cannot just get into a marriage and just think, okay, well, if this person is this way before I get married to them, when I get married, it's going to automatically overnight change because we get married. No. Number one, that your spouse, got to have their own relationship with God so that God can actually work on them in his way, on his time. That's first and foremost. A lot of these marriages are based off strictly fleshly choices. They don't have any spiritual value in their marriages. They have no spirit. That's why you see these marriages where they go out there. You see a lot of these marriages, they get it married, but the same day they get it married, you see them at the club with the next female cheating already. Because that marriage was never a spiritual choice. It was just a fleshly choice, to a social media choice. To say that I'm married, but again, that marriage has no foundation, I'm trying to get the right word, essence, no substance to the marriage. The marriage literally it's a ring and nothing more. No values in what you have without understanding that. And I tell anybody, and this is under God truth, I talk to a lot of young couples all the time that thinking about getting married, or even not even thinking about getting married. I tell them it is much more easier to go through trials and tribulations when you're not married than when you're married. And I tell them that because under God truth, you can argue and fight over big things when you're not married, because the devil has no joy in destroying something that God is not in. God is not in a sense, what else say, fornication ships. Fornication ships meaning before you get married. God is, even though you're in God, God's not really in it until you get married. Now you get married, when you step into the realm of God, the devil's gonna come with every single hit he can possibly hit. And I tell people, it's not the big things that destroys a marriage. It's the small things. Patience, the love, the care. It literally is, again, you can be with somebody where you can live messy, throw your clothes everywhere, they're gonna clean up behind you before you get married. You get married, if you drop a spoon on the floor, they're ready to divorce. It is not because of them, because now the devil has reason to destroy your foundation. When you're not married, he has no reason. Because why? If you going to the principle of the Bible, God honors marriage. He don't care. He cares for our souls, but when it comes to our regular relationships, he don't care too much. He cares, but it's not that value behind it. The substance and the essence of the relationship comes when you step into the ground of the holy matrimony. And it's called holy matrimony for a reason. When you call it holy matrimony, that's when you truly invite God as to being that third twine to keep y'all together. But also as God come in, God ain't gonna stop the devil from doing his job. So that y'all, if you truly choose this person to be your forever, God let the devil do his job. But that's just a little, again, I just gave a little story from my experience. But I have way much more to say. I just don't want to take up too much time on that part right there. I'm going to pass over to Banks right now.
All right, bro. So same question with the idea of marriage. Is it something that, and with your background, if you be candid about it, would it be something that you'd consider revisiting?
It's tough, man. I'm sorry, man, but it's tough. It's a very difficult thing to see. Like my brother said, and by the way, June, well said what you were saying, man. That's spot on. Everything you said is spot on, man. And I'm sure the people that's going to watch this are going to share that same reasoning. But for me, man, I think that had my marriage went a little bit more different, like a little bit more differently in terms of how we treated one another, handled one another, I might have given marriage another shot. But due to the circumstances, I just don't think that I'm ready to deal with that type of expectation anymore. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to lean towards no right now.
Okay.
And it's partly due to the fact that I'm recently divorced right now, so a lot of my feelings are going to be personal. Because I was married, as you all know. I took pride in my marriage. I take pride in the fact that I wasn't out cheating or anything like that. My marriage didn't end cheating and being out in the world like that. My marriage ended on those things that my brother was just recently talking about, those little things in terms of, like you said, the spoon drops on the floor the wrong way, or you wake up, or hell, I even got complaints about my snoring when I snore, and when a person realized that they made a mistake, all those little things start to come out. Then, in most cases, they know they didn't really want to be with you, but I guess they felt entitled. When you drop on your knee, they felt whatever. I don't like to speak for my ex-wife because I'm not her, but just sharing my experiences and some of the things that we've argued about in the past. And I will say argue because none of the conversations we had were healthy. Right? We didn't. When we tried to have those healthy conversations, unfortunately, it was already too late. I do remember very well before even asking my wife to marry me, or my ex-wife to marry me, I found out some pretty hurtful information that I shared with my brother June about, and he kept it very candid with me, kept it honest. He said, you don't marry him. Because honestly, had you not went through her device and found out that information, do you think she would have told you about who this guy was? And if she was willing to keep him a secret before you, don't you think she's going to keep a secret while she's married to you as well? He's going to always be the secret. So, but yes, as long story short, no, I really don't see myself getting married again. I do know that things can change over time. Feelings can change over time. I'm just very resentful towards marriage and the idea of being married to someone just because my personal experience was not good. And I'm just not ready to deal with the expectation of it anymore. I feel like I've had more success not being legally or spiritually tied to somebody. Even in my, my life after my divorce, when I got divorced, it was a very rocky situation. I still remember the conversation very well. The night that she actually told me that the divorce, because she did it slick. She actually went when she wasn't around in the house. She was in her car apparently and called the people and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And to me, that led me to believe, okay, if you're doing all that, somebody else got to be involved. And shortly thereafter, we got divorced. All this stuff about her seeing other men and da da da. It was just like, okay, can you just make your mind up that it's not me that you want there and stop bringing me? Mm-hmm. You guys know the situation. Like, you guys know what's up with this situation. Y'all know it very well. So, long story short, like I said, no, I don't see it happening. But I will say, it's going to take God to soften my heart towards marriage. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I'm not open to it again. I just want God to come in my life and truthfully work a forgivingness in my heart and my spirit, so that if I am able to get married, I'm more prepared, because I honestly was not prepared for marriage. So,
and I can, and not to interlude what you're saying, but I can 100% agree with that. Now again, when I say I'm open to marriage, that's long term. But at this point in my life, is nowhere in the picture. And again, I don't, and to being real, I don't care how great the woman is. And it's not speaking bad about marriage as a whole, but we can only speak about true to our personal experiences with that thing as a whole. Yes, again,
right,
I know that if you have two people on one accord that have a founding belief that they're gonna always hold themselves to, marriage can be great. But the problem is in this world, because everything is so microwave and so social media, that marriage ain't really what it's supposed to be. Even the
right,
level of love in marriage is not really love. It's I love you as long as
right. As
I
long as
love
you're doing
you.
what I need you to do.
I love you as long as you fit what I need you to fit at this time in my life. But the
Hey,
moment that things change in my life and you no longer fit that, I don't love you no more, which it has nothing to do with me, with you, but it has everything to do with me. And the problem is, a lot of people are scared to deal with themselves. In marriages,
That's true.
the people are scared to deal with themselves and their own choices. So they project the negative energy on their partner, like their partner is their issue when it's really them. A lot of times, again, most people say, I'm unhappy in my relationship. But then when you really get to the nitty-gritty, it's not their partner. It's something that they refuse to deal with within themselves. Maybe it's probably past trauma that has nothing to do with them, with their spouse, or something they're dealing with mentally or emotionally because of a stage there in their life. But instead of them dealing with themselves and allowing their partner to help them get through with it, they rather trajectory. They push their partner away thinking that it's going to fill that void, which is not, because that partner wasn't the one that started that void.
right.
And
So
it's sad that is the state of marriage today. Is marriage is not holy anymore. I'm sorry. Even in a church, marriages are not holy. Marriages are literally about how do we look to other people, and into how do we really feel about each other. Like literally, people are scared to truly be loved. When they are really loved, they will run from it. But for somebody that makes them look good to social media, or make them look good and get extra clout somewhere, they're gonna fight for that clout. It sucks, but it's the state of marriage. Think about it. It's just not in our normal community. We just look at famous community. Every day you hear about people that have been together 20 and 30 years, you're getting a divorce. What are you getting a divorce? What are you going to gain? You've been divorced for 40 years. What else can somebody offer you? You are tired of what? You gonna go start something new and hopefully that it amounts to what you built 40 years or 25 years or 18 years? And I tell any man or male or female, that's why, again, like, I'm not interested in another relationship. I've been divorced going on 6 years. I'm not interested in another relationship. Why? For what? Because if that relationship don't work out, I'm gonna jump from this coochie to the next coochie to the next coochie. But at the end of the day, I don't have time to invest that type of spiritual energy or bring they bad energy into my life to go to the next, because it don't work out. My focus, again, even in your marriage, your focus should be on God working within you.
okay.
It should be on God working within you. And again, if he's working within you and you know that you're doing your job, God's going to take care of the rest.
So I got a follow-up question with that, because
Talk to me.
like obviously we have our things, like specifically with different types of people. Different people have different ideas or different, I guess, facets of marriage that they focus on. So I'm gonna lead with you, Banks, since I led with June the last question. So for you specifically, not for anybody else, for your ideal marriage, what would you say it consists of?
So just to reiterate, what is going to my idea of marriage? Is that what I'm understanding?
Like if you could handcraft your marriage as it, an opportunity came up, what would be some, I guess, like communications or like just different things about that marriage that you would, be looking for? Something that caters it to you and your spouse specifically.
Man, honestly, man, it's something a lot more different than I had before, man. If I can just pivot just very quickly, I can pivot to someone that I'm currently seeing now. We're dating and things like that. There's a lot of her characteristics that I just adore about her. And she shall remain nameless. But she watches this, she'll know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of things that I adore about her as a person, as a human being. She's definitely seems to be a lot more patient. So I definitely have to say one of those characteristics and things has to be patience. She's even showing me trust, honesty, which those are not things that and it's not to incriminate my ex-wife or demean her in any type of way. It's just speaking from my personal experience, I didn't feel that I was getting those three things from her in our marriage. Now, she was adamant that nothing like that transpired in a marriage. Again, I call bullshit on it. And I want to always stand behind it. It's just something, man. Like, you know how they say you have a woman's intuition and something like that. Women have their intuition. It's just something about that situation that just did not feel right. It just felt like something. But patience, honesty, trust, very attentive to my needs and my wants. I love the fact that, the person that I'm seeing with her currently is very attentive to everything I got going on in terms of business and what I'm trying to accomplish with, not just one show, but my other podcast as well. And even outside of business, she's very supportive of me, as a father and trying to make sure keep my sanity with my children. Because, having two baby mamas, it's a pain in the ass. But other than that, though, man, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at with it. If I had to do it again, it'd have to be those.
All right. I think those are solid choices, brother, to be honest with you. And
I'm sorry if it's cliche. It's not like boom, but I'm a simple guy, bro. Like I just want to be loved right, bro. Like I just want to be loved right, and I want to be, most important, I want to be respected, bro. I feel like in my ex-marriage, I was disrespected a lot. And as a man of pride and dignity, and I stand on morals and principles, that disrespect shit will not be tolerated in anything else that I deal with, whether in business or personal. Just not dealing with it no. Because you would be surprised at things that you would settle for when you love someone or think you love someone. You put up with all different levels of even all different types of disrespect. And disrespect comes in many forms. People don't understand that. You need to understand that. Disrespect comes in many, many forms and many sizes and shapes and laughs and kikis and side looks and whatever. Let me just share this one thing with y'all really quick. And it's just something that my mom and my grandmother always shared. My mom and my grandma told me a long time ago that they knew that my relationship with this person wasn't going to work simply because they would pay attention to her when I would walk away from the scene, and they felt like her looks toward me were devilish. And that is very resounding, bro. Like that's when I think about everything that's happened and it led to this, it all makes sense. So yeah.
All right. Well, June, same question to you, brother. Like, if you had an opportunity to, buffet that thing.
Like I say, not to sound too cliche, because Banks hit on based all the points. Again, based off my experience, the respect, the support, big, the true natural support. Not I'm supporting you because it's what you want. I'm supporting you, but because this is, I love you and I need to support you. Supporting you is what brings joy to me.
Right.
The commitment, The respect got to be. The respect has to be there because again, a touch base on Bank said, disrespect will come in so many different forms. That you're not, when you love somebody, you will accept it, but won't even realize the disrespect until you actually wake up and understand. Like, I really accepted these things that was respectful to any man. Loyalty is a must. Loyalty is a must. Patience, meaning, as I said before, we don't get together perfect for each other. We get together to learn and develop that perfectness. I mean, perfect that we're never going to be 100% perfect, but in our ways, we learn how to be exactly what each other need over time. Because you never actually ever finish learning who your spouse is. I tell people, you can be with somebody for 7 years and never know them.
Right.
But it's the intent on, let me look and understand who I'm dealing with, which comes with the patience of who I'm dealing with. A foundational key to why are we in this in the first place? Why did you decide to commit to me? Why did I decide to commit to you? Because if you don't understand that why, at the least little sign, you're going to run away. But when you understand the why to why y'all together, no matter what the devil brings, you're going to go back to the why you decide to pick this person anyways. Because they say there's plenty of fish in the sea, and there's plenty of men out here for women to get. But when you know why you chose this person, you have no reason to allow or seek anything outside this person. Because again, what are we gaining?
Right.
What do you gain by looking to cheat or replace what you already have? If you are working towards the same common goal, the common goal should be we working towards death. Meaning that guess what? Only thing we guarantee in life is death. So let's work towards finding a way to stay together until that time. So commitment, loyalty, respect, love, trust. When I say trust, my trust is absolute. I don't care what it is. If you butt naked in front of 1 million dudes, I trust you until you give me a reason not to. And the moment you give me a reason not to trust you, there's no reason for me to stay. And I'm very adamant on that right now. The moment that you can't trust or you feel you can't trust the person you're dealing with, that's the only reason that you have to leave and you don't need to stay. Because when you don't trust that person you're with, there's nothing they can do to get you to trust them.
It's true.
Because in the back of your head, you're going to always doubt, even when they prove to you that they're trustworthy, you're going to always find a reason to doubt that. So now, even when life is good, you're going to ruin your own life with your insecurities about trust. And one thing about me, based off my experience, when it comes to trust, it's either absolute or nothing at all. You're not finna say you trust me, but you blowing on my phone soon as I leave the corner. You even say you trust me, but every time you turn around, listen, baby, if you feel like I'm cheating, that's your reason to leave. Don't come at me and accuse me of nothing. Because if you accuse me of something, I ain't gonna prove to you nothing. I'm gonna get up and leave. Not because I am, it's for the fact that you ain't trust me enough to understand that, listen, right now at this point, I'm 34 years old. I done been through everything that a man shouldn't go through in a marriage relationship. I've been through it. So if I choose to commit to you, baby, you best believe I made up my mind. There ain't nobody else gonna come in between what we have. So the moment that you decide that you can't trust me because, you still friends with your ex, or you dealing with somebody that, you friends with somebody that you had dealings with, I don't give a care. They my past, you my now. And that's what I don't understand about people that, you can't be friends with people that, listen, that's why they are called friends for a reason. Now, don't get me wrong, on certain cases, you can't. It has nothing to do with the dealings that y'all had. It's most likely to do is how y'all ended and why y'all ended. why you can't be friends with that person.
Mm.
But my principles would be patience, loyalty, commitment, trust. Have to be done.
That is. And what I enjoy about talking with y'all is, like I said, we've had this conversation before. You know what I'm saying? It's been a little while since we had it, but what I like about you guys is that although, you know, time have brought experiences and some tragedies and some life-changing moments, I like the fact that the men that I talked to those months ago, even years ago, are still the same men. Those same facets that y'all stood on, y'all are still standing on. So I think that's really solid for y'all. The whole purpose of this conversation is to show that Black men do in fact believe in love and do in fact believe in marriage. It's just like June mentioned earlier off cam, is way too much focus on those that don't. So the whole purpose of this conversation was to show that 3 young men here, 3 Black men, still believe in the idea. We're just taking our time and focusing on bettering ourselves first.
Yes.
So
definitely. And I think that's another thing, is that a lot of us men and women go into marriage without truly dealing and healing in areas that we need to heal with. A lot of times we don't have the tough, true conversation with the person that we're dealing with based on our true feelings. Because a lot of times people, and I can tell you from my experience, now when I say people, they love over what they're going through and what they're dealing with on the inside. So I'm going to love you so much that I'm not going to tell you the truth of what you're making me feel on the inside, hoping that me loving you is going to fix it when it's not.
Mm.
People got to deal with, and I said it before, you have to deal with yourself. Not just about marriage, it's just about any relationship, period. Because friendships end, regular relationships end because people are not true to themselves. And to really have a great, honorable marriage, you got to be true to yourself, and you got to tell your partner they have to be true to themselves. Because if we're not our true selves in a marriage, and you putting on a facade of what I want you to be, and I'm putting a facade of what you want me to be, that means nothing is real.
Right.
Nothing is real. So deal with our true self and become who we really are and who we really need to be within ourselves, and allow everything else to fall in place and take its course.
Hey, this is Mystique.
This is Mr. Everlasting.
And this is the Safe Word.
Safe Word. Y'all make sure y'all join us every first and third Friday of the month. Every month. We are in season 3.
Season 3.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Tap in.